mother cluckers. I'm here with my bestie, Reed.
And I'm here with mine, Tori.
I want to know how
What?
people, as I start saying that, start panicking.
I was like,
I wanted to do
what's
the
happening?
full thing, but I was like, we'll do a PG-13 version of the intro I want.
I love mother cluckers.
Mother cluckers.
Hey,
I don't know
I
why I
like.
thought of it earlier today, but I was like, that's what I want to do.
You know what? I really like that because at first I thought you were saying the other thing, and I was like, oh, okay, we're taking it there. Cool.
Yep. Yep. I think it was birthed out of my sister accidentally being connected still to her work's speaker system
Oh,
inside of the office as she was leaving, and she turned on one of our podcasts, and it was when you were like, hey, hello, besties. And so she's like, I probably scared the shit out of them. And then I was like, at least I didn't go like, hey, motherfuckers. And then it was just blaring everywhere. So I thought I gotta do some variation of that. Whoa, just fell.
oh, please don't fall. Tori almost just fell. What's up, besties? We are doing our final intercontinental, international recording of the pod as I wrap up my trip in Australia. Today is my last day down under before I head back to my baby girl, Tori Lynn.
We're ready.
We're not missing a beat though. We're keeping on we're keeping on, and we're coming at you.
Correct.
As
Coming at you. And then, well, who knows? Maybe we can set up a new studio in time to record in it. If not, the couch is behind me waiting for us again.
Hey, yeah, guess what, y'all? Like, you better stay tuned because some crazy fun stuff is about to happen for the pod. The pod is getting a facelift, if I may, and you're gonna wanna see. It's about to be a wild good time because lots of major investors are pouring money into this podcast. They understand the significance of how just
Mhm.
you know successful we're gonna be.
One of those I would love to be Tony's. I'm showing Reed right before
Oh,
we got on. This is our favorite.
why? Look at how your camera's being. Your camera doesn't want to show it.
Spooky. Probably because we're not
Tony
a sponsor
Stockley
yet.
on.
But those that aren't watching, these are Tony's Choco Lonely Lil Bits.
They're so good.
And also, yes, I do have the chocolate bar version in the fridge, but I needed these as well.
Of course,
Do
it's
yourself a
truly the
favor.
best chocolate.
Do yourself a favor. Because then it's just like, because I gotta tell you something.
Mm.
I get real messy with the chocolate bar because they got the funky little shapes it breaks in, and then chocolate shavings.
Everywhere, and then I roll over and I realize I have chocolate stained all over me.
Correct.
You know what I just did earlier?
What?
I went to the grocery store here to pick up some candy for everybody back home, and I just dropped a bunch of money on so much chocolate. So, got some things for you to try.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Honestly, that's one of my favorite things I think to get as um why am I blanking on the word?
A
Souvenirs.
Taurus? Oh,
A
yeah,
Torres?
yeah. A Taurus.
I was like, who's a Torres? I don't know them.
What?
A Torres.
Wait, what are you saying? Like
I thought
the horoscope sign?
no, like the last name, Torres.
Oh,
And I was like, that's not my name. It's Tori. It's not short for Torres. I'm so sorry.
oh.
Well, how was your last few days?
Woo! It's been a blast. I gotta say, like, I don't get me wrong. I want to be home and like hug you, hug John, hug the dog, see everybody, be home. But boy, this has been a wonderful trip. It's really been quite something. It's probably also because like I'm away from reality in terms of busting busted,
She's busting out.
but like, the grind.
Yeah.
Um
Yes.
Work, all of that stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, man, what a continent. What a country.
Can't wait to see it one day.
You will. You know what? What I'm gonna say when I get on that plane, I'm gonna say, I'll be back.
Please do that.
Yeah, I will. But yeah, the last few days we were actually up at the Gold Coast,
Mm.
and
Is it near
it was,
Brisbane?
yeah, it's just
Okay.
south of Brisbane. We went there and we stayed there for like 3 nights, and then we stayed in Byron Bay for one night at a really cool like rainforest
Ooh.
like
Cafe.
we stayed at the Rainforest Cafe. No, it was like a rainforest resort and it was really cool.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, except there was a turkey that wouldn't leave me alone. It's coming at me, trying
It's
to eat my.
because it heard you talking about giblets.
It heard me talking about giblets and it wanted my crudité.
Ooh.
Hey, yeah, she fancy.
Hmm?
Um, yeah, now we're back in Camden, which is like on the like outside of Sydney. Like 45 minutes an hour outside of Sydney. And staying with Kiara's mother.
Lovely. We love Mel.
Yeah.
Shout out.
We love Mel. Mel's the best. And Mel has like taught me so many fun Australian things. And I'm
Love.
just like so excited to share them.
Like I'm cultured.
I literally am.
I know all about Oceania.
I'm basically Australian now, except for not because I still can't do the accent.
Oh, I was gonna ask how that was
Mm.
coming along.
No, that's probably why I need emotional support this week because I just like keep failing.
It's not failing. It just isn't for you.
You know what? Try again. How
Actual
was your week, my
progress.
darling?
I think luteal really grabbed me by the ovaries. Um, so that's kind of how the week went. I had a really good weekend after we talked last, which was good.
Popped
A lot
off?
of wine tasting was happening. Um, it was Mother's Day, so
We love the moms.
our mothers were on a cruise together, so they were not home for me to celebrate with. So, but we took Gma out, we took Grams
Uh,
out to wine country, had a little brunch moment, and then spoiled ourselves on wine. And let me tell you something. This is something I can't even explain the flavor of this. But I did go back and get more yesterday because I was down in wine country for work. A black truffle cheesecake. It was the one of the best things I've ever tasted. It was
okay.
like a perfect, like nutty, earthy complement to the cheesecake and like the graham cracker. And they had like this perfect late harvest honey smothered on top and flavor
What
salt. It was so good.
what's different about a late harvest
I
honey?
literally couldn't tell you,
Okay.
but it
Say it
wasn't as
again.
like
What
black.
was it? Black truffle cheesecake. Is it savory then?
You would think.
But it's not.
No.
It's sweet.
It just like ends up, I feel like almost lessening the sweetness or like the trying to think of the right word for like the
Je ne sais
cheesecake.
quoi.
Yeah, but like you know what I'm saying about the tartness? The tartness of
Ah,
cheesecake. I feel like the cheesecake always ends up being, it's a little tart if you have like an original cheesecake. I don't know. It was just so good. It was so good.
I'm
So
gonna take your word for it. Maybe we gotta
I
venture
think
out there and I gotta do a little taste test
because I've
myself.
now gone twice in 1 week, so I'm becoming friends with everybody.
Is
Um,
it a slice that they give you or the whole thing?
slice. I mean, you could probably order multiple slices. I tried to convince multiple people there to give me the recipe, and all of them were like, "Wish we had it. Sorry, can't give it to you." And I was like,
Why don't they have it?
"Oh, the honey."
Hmm.
So they're being exclusive.
You know who I bet has the recipe?
Oh,
Chat GPT.
I bet it's a really good. It's really
Yeah,
good.
we should try recreating it.
I took Camille with me there yesterday, and she is quite the cook and
And she's
baker. So we tried it, and she was really just trying to figure it out. And she was like,
No talent.
I don't know. But so we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll
Okay.
piece it together. Anyway, so good experience there. And then, just working, grinding. I did get to go to number one fan of the pod, Mackenzie. We hung out this morning and got coffee. So
Oh my God.
shout out the lovely Mackenzie. She
Oh my God.
gave
I'm
us so
jealous.
many lovely compliments about the pod. So wanted to give her a compliment. Love you,
Oh my
Mackenzie.
God. I love Mackenzie. Oh, I'm jealous.
A little angel.
Truly.
Said she loves hearing about our parents, which was really cute.
Well, I do feel as though probably not this pod, but the next one, we should really go in depth on what we learn about their cruise. Because yeah, for those of you listening, and hey dad, because I know you're listening, I love you. Um, our parents are besties. It's
Yep.
the cutest thing in the world.
Yep.
And they like to travel the world together via cruise ships.
Also,
And they
oh, go ahead.
oh what
So sorry.
oh my God. They just got back from a lovely, what was it, 10-day cruise? Celebrity cruise?
8 days.
7? I haven't gotten to hear much about it. I only heard a little bit about it. But they like to have a good time.
I do. Yeah, I'll wait to say anything about it because I saw my mom on Thursday. You can get
So you
that
got some
when you
tea.
get home, and then I'll see them again tomorrow too. So I'll get even more tea, and then we can come together next week and share what we've learned about their
Love that.
Caribbean.
Also, I got the cutest text message we did in our group. So we have a group message where it's me and Tori and then husband John.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
And we got a text message of a selfie of husband John with my parents alongside Tori's mom and grandparents
Mhm.
at the plant nursery. They did not plan the trip all together. John went with my parents, and as soon as they walked through the doors of the plant nursery, they bumped into Tori's mom and grandparents, and they're like, ah, what? Oh my gosh.
I thought that they planned it, which I thought was really funny. And I was like, that's really cute. John's just tagging along with all of them. Because when I saw him yesterday, he told me he was going with your parents. But I was like, when did my mom get involved? Look at that.
Yeah. God, they're cute.
They're cute. You can bring
So
them
wholesome.
off the cruise ship, but they're gonna gravitate towards each other regardless.
Oh my God. They're like already missing each other.
I'm glad they're back home.
Yeah. I'm glad they are ashore.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, have you been following this guy that's been sailing from Oregon to Hawaii?
1,000% yes. And the way that it gives me nightmares.
It gives me nightmares, but he like grew up near us and is like our same grade.
Mhm.
I wonder if we have any mutuals or something, but
Someone at work told me about this last week, and I was like, what? And then now it's all over my Instagram.
Well, the way that I started following him and he had like 75,000 followers and now he has like 1 million followers.
Okay,
Because
but
I'm terrified.
yes. And then I think because I keep following it and I'm trying to make sure he's okay. Also, like, I need to know how he's taking care of a cat on a boat in the middle of the ocean. But then it started giving me other people that solo sail.
Oh, great.
In the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the night, took his paddleboard out. His boat was so far away from him. And he was like, nothing beats stargazing on my paddleboard in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. No.
That
not.
I'm sorry. That sounds like you're going to get eaten by a shark.
Yeah, I just pictured a whale just coming over, like, as he was filming it.
I'm trying to get his name right now so we can.
It's something in Phoenix. Oliver
Phoenix. Widger and his cat named Phoenix.
So cute.
I think. Yeah, I wonder, like, for that cat who like has no control, sailing with Phoenix. His handle is sailing _ Phoenix. He has 1.3 million followers.
Wow.
And he is sailing from Oregon to Hawaii with his cat Phoenix. And I am really following to your point, Tori, because I'm like, is he okay? Is the cat okay?
Things are breaking. He things have broken
Yes.
on his boat. He's alone. That's so scary.
Oh
I'm
my
sure every
God.
once in a while he comes across another boat, but like,
No, he like never does. Also, I was thinking about this. Okay, this is like, let's say something happens and like his boat is something bad.
Mhm.
How do you get somebody? Because like you can't, can you helicopter that far? Like how would
Yes.
you can helicopter that
Well,
far?
they probably coast guard, so then whoever would be the closest to wherever his coordinates are.
Okay, so there's just like ships out in the sea.
Mhm. Yeah, they'll probably ask. They'll probably send out on all of the channels, like, is anyone near?
The thing about me is I know nothing about the ocean.
The thing about me is I don't think I want to know.
No, I'm
And
good.
we know very little, you know?
I'm
It
actually like so scared of the ocean and the deep sea.
Did you know that NASA originally was an agency that was working on things in the ocean and then moved to space? So something tells me they either saw things they didn't want to see
And it said,
or it was
don't come down.
too hard and they went, space sounds less scary.
So was it, what does NASA stand for? National Academy of Space Aerodynamic. I don't know.
I think
I'm
so.
good. Huh?
I'll look. I'll look.
I
I
got it.
um I just I, it's too much. I don't like it. Will
National
scare me.
National Aeronautics and Space Administration. So was it National Sea Administration? National.
Oh, it wasn't. It wasn't. I lied to you. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God! Fake news. Tori's part of the
Oh,
fake.
they have a whole division that does study the ocean.
Okay, okay. I take it back. She's not fully fake news.
Yep.
Oh, Tori Lynn,
We shifted to space.
I need to know something.
Yeah.
I need to know what made you need emotional support this week.
Um, well, I have a few things that annoyed me, but the
Uh-oh.
main one is that when I was at the winery
Okay.
eating the cheesecake, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I need to pee. So I went down these stairs to the bathroom. I opened the door and there is a gentleman using the restroom. Okay, why? Why does that feel truly horrifying?
Wait, like on the toilet?
Yes, to witness another person defecating when you do not know them is horrifying. I literally walked away and I was like, I think I lost one of my 9 lives just by
Okay, hold on.
looking at that man pooping.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Not just someone defecating that you don't know. Would it, even if you walked in on somebody that you do know and like it
Yeah,
was like
so
a
awkward.
that's also eye contact with somebody you know or don't know defecating, like that seems wrong.
Yeah,
Oh my God, he didn't lock the door.
didn't lock the door.
Wait, maybe he like wanted you to.
Maybe. Sometimes I do fear that people are. Oh, I thought
Did
you were
you?
raising your hand like, oh, that's me.
Oh God, no,
I was like, you
no. I
learn
was
something
gonna
new every
say,
day.
did you then see him whining and dining
Oh, thank
after
God. There's so many
defecating?
different areas in that winery that like he was somewhere else, but and we
Tell
were
me what he did. Reenact it.
oh
Give it
sorry. And
just
I could
mid
have
poo.
bolted quicker. And I found
She's
him
the
in the
little.
bathroom. I said, nope, not gonna wait here.
Your pee went.
Correct. It reabsorbed back into my body. And then it
I
was
got it.
yeah. No, it was horrifying. Also, like, I've also been the person though that's like in the middle of peeing and then someone walks in, but it's usually like in a bathroom with multiple stalls. But that also irritates me because I
You can
check
see my
every
feet.
yes. Why'd you push it open? I've done it though, and it's been a little kid, which feels so weird and I hate it. And
Yeah.
it's sad because I'm like, they probably couldn't even reach the thing. And there's probably a reason it wasn't locked. The parent probably put him in there.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah. So,
I
but
think.
I
Oh,
I hope that I hope this serves as a warning to all. Just take a second and say, did I lock the door?
It's my worst nightmare.
I mean, sometimes you're in a hurry. I get it. Sometimes emergencies are happening with your lower GI tract. But
You know what I'm chuckling about?
hmm,
Thinking about being this man and him being like, "Oh my God, that was mortifying." And then not having the realization that the woman who did in fact walk in on him and see him has a podcast and is going to immortalize this embarrassment. Kind of love it.
was an older gentleman, and something's funny to me thinking about like, what if he has a podcast also?
And he's like, I was taking a shit.
Yeah.
And
And
this
this
woman
young woman walked in.
Oh,
Sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
dang. Okay, lock the door. If you're gonna potty, lock
Lock
it. But you're
the
doing nothing.
Please lock the door. And if it's starting to open, say something right away. He didn't really react right away either, which was also weird because I could have, there was enough time where the toilet was that if the door had opened and I started to hear someone, I could have shut it without seeing anything.
Hey, what do you like when somebody starts to come in or if they knock? What do you say?
I just go, I'm in here.
I yell occupied.
Nice. John Mulaney,
Occupied.
John Mulaney has a
That's
really
what I was
good
thinking.
bit about this, and it really makes one think.
Yeah, I love that John Mulaney bit.
Mhm.
I always am just like, someone's in here, or what do you?
But
Yes.
no, why?
Nobody, nobody's trying to like get a hold of you.
Oh, is someone ringing for me?
Yes. How may I help?
For fire? And they're like, knock, knock, fire drill. Come on out.
Lordy.
Seriously, why? Why?
Wow.
I get it. It's also like the awkward. If you've ever gotten a massage, why is
Oh,
that
what do you?
like the doctor's office when they're like, "Hey, I'll knock." That's
Yeah.
go. Yes.
You know what Georgie told me?
What?
George, my father, told me that when he goes to the dermatologist,
Mhm.
um, I don't know if it's a dermatologist. Like, we need some male listeners to
Some
ring in
type of
on.
medicine. Some type of medicine business.
Yeah, some medicine business needs to tell us if this is normal. But he says that when he's there, they don't like lay out the little gown for him beforehand. He's just there, and then the dermatologist starts lifting up his clothes, and they're like, "You can take your pants off now," and he just has to
I
drop
don't like that.
in front of them. And I'm like, oh, when I go, they have a little dress neatly
Yeah.
folded for me. I get my clothes out, I put it on, and they knock on the door, and they're like, "May I come in?" And then they still look at all my bits.
Yeah.
But something is so unsettling about being with the doctor and then being like, "Oh yeah, let me unzip my pants and show you my butt."
Yeah, because nothing is more vulnerable and weird looking than someone bent over taking pants off.
Yeah,
It
there's
looks
nothing.
cute doing that. And so
It's a very
not that I'm
vulnerable
trying to
position.
look hot for my doctor, but you never know.
Oh, oh, she's single.
That's right. That's right. Another thing that I need emotional support from is dating
Yes.
apps, but that's just in general, but particularly this week. I was deeply offended by the horror show that was the men that were liking me on there. And so I'm deeply considering just deleting all of my accounts.
I think you should set it up so your location is in Australia because let me tell you, the baseline of men here, it's so much different than the baseline back home. Like they're well fed here.
Mm,
They all are like, I could pick you up and throw
yep,
you over my shoulder. Um,
yep. It's what she needs.
yeah. I think you need an Aussie.
That's my type. That's my type. I'm in.
Yeah, girl.
I'm in. I also seen some men in New Zealand that also look hot. So I think I just need to go down under
Oh, oh.
to have someone go down under.
I was thinking the same thing, but I wasn't gonna say it. Get it,
There,
girl.
you said it. Anyways, what made you need emotional support this week, my friend?
So I would say it was not to, always make this damn podcast about our hormonal cycles.
It's like,
Um, but it was luteal.
yep.
I woke up 2 days ago It was like, I am sad.
Yep.
I am sad. And I went and cried in the shower.
Oh, the worst.
And it was just like one of those things where it was so annoying because I'm like, I'm on vacation. I'm having the time of my life.
Mhm.
I like, there's nothing wrong. But I woke up and I
Yes,
was just
come when I
like,
come.
I was like, "Meh, meh."
What?
um, but you know what? It's all good. The thing about me is once I cry and I cry, I'm good. Also, I couldn't stop myself. Like I was like, I'm gonna be respectful. I'm gonna be private. I'm not gonna burden anybody with my emotions. I went to the bathroom. I go in the shower. I'm like crying,
Throwing
my,
up.
myself up. Go back into the hotel room. I'm folding my stuff, putting it in the luggage, and then I just go, oh, and I just start sobbing. And I go over to Kiara. I was like, I need a hug. And she's like,
Oh.
what's wrong? I was like, nothing is wrong. I'm just sad. So she gives me a hug, and then she goes, I know what you need. And I was like, what? Grabs her phone, Mambo number five, puts on Mambo number
Incredible.
five, and we
Incredible move, Kiara.
she understood the assignment. She puts on Mambo number five, and
Shock
we
the system.
yeah, I shocked the system. We danced to Mambo number five. It really helped. And then I also then went and like drank a matcha. That helped. Um, and yeah, but Mambo number five gave me emotional support. I'll tell you that. There's not a time it doesn't.
Amen. Also, Mama number five loves to join you internationally.
I was thinking the same thing.
I think that Mama number five is your international hype man.
Mambo number five.
Correct. I love this. Well, I love that. I don't love the sadness. I love how quickly Mambo number five can cure it for you though.
Agreed, agreed. I then I saw this thing though that really maybe I'm in the wrong. And I'm being vulnerable saying this, but I saw this person on Instagram being like, I don't prescribe to these women who are
Listen
out
to
here
Mambo number five.
talking about Mambo number five. No, prescribe to women who are talking about going crazy during luteal phase and stuff about your hormones and further perpetuating misogynist propaganda that women are crazy and at the whim of their cycles, da 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 da. And I'm like, so here's the thing. We do have cycles. I am emotional. I'm not rash. I'm not making bad
Oh,
decisions. I just feel my feelings. And also in luteal, my hormones are more closely synced to what men's baseline is.
yeah.
So no, I'm actually more level-headed than a man. And sorry, when I'm kind of like a man, that's when I get all crazy. And it's not real crazy. It's just, oh,
Mhm.
um, I feel things.
Also,
But I'm
nice to have ever never had PMDD, lady.
Yeah, and then she was like, "That's not a real thing." And I'm like, well, she said PMDD is, but that's not normal, and we shouldn't be normalizing that women are crazy on their periods. And it's like, here's the thing:
I'm crazy.
we're not saying women are crazy. We are not saying that women are like irresponsible, rash,
Yeah.
ridiculous. We're saying that we can feel the weight of the world
Mm-hmm.
when we are in our cycle and we can understand reality and the depths of grieving that we naturally should be feeling, but
Yep.
are able to compartmentalize and shut off the other 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
of the month. So that
Also,
also
the
makes me
fact,
emotional support.
yeah, the fact that we're going through that and still showing up to work, taking care of ourselves, taking care of other people, like, get out of here. I hate that.
I didn't like it either, but then I also went, oh, or is this, something I need to work within me? Am I overreacting and getting triggered by something and I need to inward and see where I need to do some work? Is there some internalized misogyny I'm carrying? Which I know obviously there is.
Mhm.
But in the moment I was mad.
It feels like an attack. It feels like her being
Oh,
dismissive.
come for me.
It feels dismissive, which I think is a fair thing to have a reaction to because it's one thing if she's like, that's not my experience, so someone explain it to me. That's one thing. It's another thing to be like, doesn't exist. Nope, you're lying. You're a misogynist.
Well, I think this is like where I feel frustrated by it because it's like, don't give in to the propaganda and perpetuate this misogynistic point of view that women are crazy when they're on their periods and da 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 da. No, that feels dismissive of women learning about their cycles and learning about themselves and then saying you're not able to tap in and speak about these very true things that happen to
Preach.
some people
Yep.
because it's going to further give credibility to this narrative that comes from men. It's like, but I would like to live in my truth.
Yep.
I don't want to I don't want to shut myself down or not say something because
Yep.
it's going to perpetuate something like that's my reality.
Yeah. I think that in turn, I think the idea that we're not allowed to talk about it and that we have to act like we're not crazy by standards, that there's even some standard for what crazy is, which I don't like that word anyways. That in itself is more misogynistic viewpoint because then it's like, stop whining about it. Like, excuse
I'm
me.
not whining. I'm just talking to you about my existence.
Patriarchal system has decided that we're not allowed to have feelings about having a menstrual cycle. And I'm here to say being a woman is powerful and it's embracing all of those parts of ourselves, educating ourselves, and also looking for ways so that we're not suffering. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I wish I would have known about this when I was 21 and was feeling horrific during my like luteal phase that I didn't even know existed.
Yep.
And instead I just thought it was, oh my God, I hate my life and I'm so sad and depressed.
Mhm.
Yeah, sure, it's probably PMDD, but like if we can't talk about that and
Yep.
we only are supposed to talk about it with our doctors, like how am
Yep.
I going to know I'm supposed to talk about it with my doctors? It's because of women who have talked about it that I now better understand myself.
Mhm. And I can agree with the idea of if she's trying to say, because you said something about making rash decisions too, like fully agree. Just like I'm like, oh, if you had some like a childhood wound doesn't excuse you to be like a shitty adult, right? Same thing.
Agreed.
Still accountable for your actions. We're not saying you can just be so mean to everyone because you have a period and then you just get to get away with it. No. Sometimes
Oh,
we
100%.
react and have big emotions that we still need to be held accountable for those. Sure, fine. But that's called
I'm
being a woman.
probably I'm probably reducing what she said to something too simple and it was more nuanced because yes, that's absolutely true. Like I think it's the whole thing where it's like don't be a dick to somebody be like, "Sorry, I'm a Scorpio."
Mhm.
Like, no, you're an asshole.
Yep. Like I'm not gonna
Sorry.
walk in on that man pooping and like yell at him and scream at him and be like, "You ruined my day because you're pooping and you didn't lock the door." And they'd be like, "Well, I'm in luteal, so I get to scream at him." Nope.
Yeah, that's inappropriate.
Right.
That's not okay. Correct. We love, you know, holding ourselves accountable, learning, and yeah.
We love learning. That's exactly right. We love educating ourselves on our body and what we can do, take ownership of it.
Yeah, and not just yeah.
100.
Information is not an excuse.
Preach. Preach it. Well, what brought you emotional support this week?
Oh, okay. So, oh my God, what didn't bring me emotional support this week? Okay, so one thing I didn't get to share with y'all much last week is Yuki.
You teased
Um,
us. You teased
I
us.
teased a little bit about Yuki, and I didn't tell you guys the full situation with Yuki. So I, when I saw the spider that I saw last week in the botanical gardens in Sydney, right after that, Kiara goes, "Here, take this." Pulls a little leaf off of a eucalyptus and gives it to me. It was the best smelling eucalyptus I've ever smelled. And I just kept sniffing it and sniffing it. I put it in my pocket. And now every time I put my jeans on, I go, and I pull out
Oh,
my,
she's there.
my emotional support eucalyptus leaf. And I break it just a little and get a new smell. It's like a scratch and sniff. And I have since retired Yuki into a book to press Yuki, but
That's on.
it's like my smelling salt.
That's
Um,
hilarious.
that's one thing. Shout out to Yuki.
Not where I thought
Um,
that was going at all.
okay, the next is like the best thing that ever, not ever has happened to me,
I was gonna
but
say, whoa.
it's really up there. Like it's so up there. Like I can't believe it's real. Guys, I went to an animal sanctuary and when we were there, I had looked on the website beforehand and it was like, "Oh, like you could pay to like see a koala and stuff and like feed it and all this." But they didn't have any appointments open. And so I was like, "Oh, that's okay. I don't need that. That's okay." And Kiara's like, "That's so odd. Like I feel like this stuff is free at this zoo. Like I don't feel like you have to pay extra for this." So we get there, we're walking around and wonderful zoo. Saw so many koalas.
What's the
Sorry,
Irwin
not zoo.
Zoo?
No, we didn't go to the Irwin one. We went to one. I can't remember the name of it, but it wasn't a zoo. It was a sanctuary. So it's like yeah, better too for the animals. I don't really like zoos. I have weird feelings about zoos. So I was kind of like, but this was a sanctuary, and we turn the corner and we go into this one area. Y'all, kangaroos. Tens, if not hundreds of kangaroos
They're so
that
fun.
are roaming free and you get to feed them for free. And I walk over and pet a kangaroo. I feed it its little mouth. Oh my God, so
Oh,
gentle in the palm of my hand. And they were all so hungry. And I was like, there's like these school children there feeding them. And I'm like, get out of the way. It's
why
my
were
turn.
they? Why were all those children in matching you little like Parisian uniforms?
So that's the thing about Australia. All the schools, they wear
Uh,
uniforms. And I was like, I love how they make them like the weirdest, cutest things.
yeah.
Like these kids were wearing like little, what are those hats called? Bucket hats that were like striped blue and white bucket hats. And then they had like these cute little loafers on and like blue shorts and like a white button up short sleeve. But yeah, I fed a kangaroo and I fed one that was laying down that had a joey in its pouch.
Did it pop out? The little
Its
one?
little its legs were like up with its like in its face and it couldn't get comfortable, so it kept like
Oh,
it was so cute. And then the mama was just so sweet, so soft. Like
really?
my cuteness aggression the whole time at the zoo, seeing the koalas, seeing my new favorite animal, Tasmanian devils.
So funny.
Oh my God.
That Scooby.
And yeah, I saw a Tasmanian devil poop and then it scooted at its butt. Um, but I also fulfilled a lifelong dream. I saw a wombat in person. Um, it was burrowed and asleep. I didn't get a photo of it. I didn't get to interact with it much. But I saw it and that was a lifelong dream. I've always wanted to see a wombat and I have fulfilled it. And I
Yoga?
also saw this. Did you say yoga?
Did you see a Kyoka or whatever? How are you say it? Kyoka? No.
You didn't have those. I
Allie.
didn't get one for Howard. I'm gonna be so sad to tell her that. But
Okay.
I saw the other, like, what's the other thing that's like, it actually was with the reptiles. I can't remember its name. But yeah, no Kuokas.
Did you see
Oh,
the wombat square poop?
no. No, the wombat area, they burrow and they have all these holes and stuff. And so you go into like this den and it's really, really dark. And all I saw was like a wombat like sleeping in the
Oh.
den. So I barely could see it, but
You were in the vicinity of one.
I still saw it. Um and that fulfilled my lifelong dream. And
The
it,
koala babies?
it was amazing.
Were there
What
any
do you
koalas?
baby koalas? Yeah, there's a nursery. And I saw them doing their feeding and it like I saw one jump off and run towards the person who was doing the feeding. And then it like scurried up a tree. They were hungry.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh,
Yeah.
I would have freaked.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty magical.
Wow. I was telling Reed when she was sending us pictures of her with the kangaroos. I was like, oh my God, it's so cute. Oh my God, look, there's a little one. And then I was thinking about how Ruby would love it if you had a little pouch because she would just live in there. But then I also was laughing because kangaroos can be pretty aggressive. And I don't know if you've seen the movie Kangaroo Jack, but they like punch people. And so the way that I was laughing though, thinking about Reed being like, this is so nice, I'm petting it, and standing up and just like beating the shit out of you.
I would have let it.
Fair.
I
And then
think
the
this would
little guy
knock
pops
out
out and is like,
that's something I've learned about the Australians. They're really trusting.
hmm, it's a good question.
Um, because like in this area, it was just wild like kangaroos all over, and there's like 45 school children walking around just feeding them all on their own. And I was like, whoa, I don't feel like we would let that happen in America.
No,
um,
no.
but yeah, they weren't aggressive. They weren't, um, I don't think they're the same kind of the ones that like get aggressive, maybe. Or maybe like those are, maybe these were all girls and those are the bulls or whatever. Um, but I need to get one of those pouch sweatshirts for Ruby. She would love that.
1000%.
I'm gonna have to have this wombat stuffy like really high in my office because the dogs will want to eat this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, I just thought of one more thing that made me need emotional support. Can I share?
Yes.
I almost had a freaking mental breakdown today because I thought I lost my very
Oh,
famous, very sentimental win with reading 2001 bed shirt. For those of you who don't know, I have this shirt that I got in first grade from we did this thing called Win with Reading, and it was this like month-long school event where you had to read a certain number of books to get different prizes. And like one of the top prizes was getting a shirt. And I got a shirt and I specifically got it in an extra large so I could have it, as a bed shirt, have it for a long time. And at the time, I was probably a children's XX small. I was a wee little bean. Um, so I've had this shirt my almost my whole life. It is incredibly sentimental to me, and I bring it with me on every trip. It's, what grounds me and keeps me feeling connected to home.
we asked her to
And
put ownership of it in her will.
yeah, yeah, literally like Tori and John have fought over like who will get the win with reading shirt if I were to um before them.
That and there.
And my bear, yeah. And this morning I was looking, no, this was last night. Oh, my time is last night. I was looking everywhere in all my suitcases. We did laundry. I was looking through the laundry and I couldn't find it anywhere. And Kiara's like, go look in the car. So I like look in the car and I'm like, it's not there. And then she's like, maybe you left it at the hotel in Sydney. So I asked her mom if I could use her phone so I could call like a with a local phone. And so she hands me the phone and she's like, "What are you calling about?" I was like, "I can't find my shirt." And I'm like nearing tears. And Kiara's like, "It's a very sentimental shirt for her. It's her Win with Reading shirt." And her mom goes, "Is it blue?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's blue." And she's like, "Oh, when you guys did laundry, you mixed some of the colors with the lights, and so I pulled some stuff aside. I just put a blue shirt on top of the laundry." And I was like, "Oh, Mel, oh, thank you so much." And
Oh,
I go to the laundry room, and there's the one with reading shirt. But let me tell you, I was so close to sobbing my eyes out. I was like, I don't know how I would function if I didn't have my win with reading shirt.
get it.
How would I grieve that loss?
Hmm. You could never get it
Don't
back.
know. Thank God that's not the case.
You should put an Apple tag on it.
That's what Kiara said. Also, should I just like frame it?
Yes,
But I like wearing it.
I know.
It's the soft kind of cotton that I like. Well, Tori, What brought you emotional support?
A couple of things. They're not really things that happened, but just things that made me giggle this week. I found out, speaking of the ocean, that octopi, hold grudges
Fuck yeah.
and they throw things at their enemies, usually tiny shells. And I think it's really funny. I think it's fascinating. And I am upset. I think an octopus, they're smart. They're very smart. Okay. But
Yeah.
the fact that in studying of them, they have been able to narrow down that they hold a grudge is really funny to me. I think it's really cute.
What?
I
That
think it's really cute.
does that mean that they do the opposite as well? Like if they really like maybe if they hold a grudge, they also like hold love for others. Like if you
Probably.
treat an octopus really well and you take care of it and you feed it, will it love you?
I think there's been cases of like really strong companionship. Yeah.
That makes me think of this video I saw where it was this alligator, like I think it was a Florida man, you know. This alligator or crocodile, I get them confused always.
Mhm.
Uh, it was like coming out of the water, and this guy was like watching this other guy approach it, and he gave it a hug and fed it, and like all this stuff. And basically, like when I was reading the caption, it was saying like the guy has been feeding this same crocodile for like 10, 15 years or something, and so they like have a bond. And I'm like, stuff like that to me is so beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. I mean, it's just it's the interacting of different species on planet Earth, you know? Yeah, so
Stuff
don't piss off an octopus because it'll throw shells at your head.
That's so wild.
Also, don't they have 8 hearts or multiple hearts? They have 8 legs, but I think they have multiple hearts too. So they probably have the capacity to hold a lot of love.
Let's see. Hey, do octopusi have 8 hearts?
Hey, so octopuses actually have 3 hearts, not 8. One heart pumps blood through their body, and the other two pump blood through their gills. It's a pretty
Oh,
cool setup that helps them manage oxygen efficiently. They've only got one brain, though, so no worries about 8 brains.
whoa.
Thank you.
Also, it kind of freaks me out a little bit how realistic Siri is sounding these days. And then another thing is just I was listening to Paul Rudd on Amy Poehler's podcast, and he brought up something that it was a really good point that news bloopers are elite comedy. And I remembered about one of my favorite news bloopers, which is the one where the woman's talking about a blind man who climbed Mount Everest. And she goes, "Yep, he climbed Mount Everest, but here's the thing. He's gay. I mean blind." It kills me every time because how is that what she switched though? She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. He's blind. He is blind." And then her co-anchor is just like, "All right then, let's take it away." So funny. Like he's climbing Mount Everest, but here's the thing. He's gay. Nope.
It makes me think of the origins of my emotional support besties on our high school news. So Tori and I, when we were kids, when we were in high school, we were on our high school's news broadcast.
Mhm.
And we were anchors, you know, news correspondents. We wrote, we filmed, we produced, we did all the things.
Yeah.
And it aired every other day on the TVs that were in everybody's classroom. And nobody gave a shit. Nobody watched it. Nobody cared. But you know who did? We did. And we had so many bloopers. And there was one time, it was you, yeah? To Kevin.
I said, "Shank Shevin."
Yeah, Tori was like, now back to, or like, it had just gone to a news reporter, Kevin,
I
and
think it, yeah, I think I was like, "Oh, yeah, back to the
like,
studio for Kevin." And I was like, "Shank Shevin."
yeah, and then because like we were the main anchors, and then it was like going to a news correspondent, and then it came back to us, and you went Shank Shevin, and we both just started
It
crying.
was like we were about to cut. So then we just sat there and I was like, And then they were like, and you're clear. Died laughing. We also tried to do an entire broadcast in a Canadian accent. And halfway through, Reed could not compose herself. So what does she do? Which honestly was smart. Just slips under the anchor desk slowly. So that I was sitting there like, all right, I guess I'm finishing it alone.
God, I wish we had some of this content because I would love to see what we thought was so funny back then because
I probably would
we
still think it was funny. To be honest.
dumbest shit.
I know.
It was so funny. We did want, like, the thing too is the stuff we were doing was so weird. Majority of people didn't like actually watch the news broadcast, but we would always be like, "Man, did you guys see what we did? Oh my!" It's just like this
Or like
podcast.
my teacher doesn't even turn the TV on.
Yeah, and there was a time when we like kind of did like Cribs, MTV Cribs, but of the school,
I forgot
and
about that.
I was we named ourselves after our friends, her and her brothers, Samantha and Eric. I was Eric and you were Samantha,
Yep.
and you were like walking around like, "This is the gym," and then there's my brother Eric, and I was like in the back like with a 1 pound weight, just like being a creep. It was so weird.
So it was so funny.
It was so funny. And
I love
it
that
was
we're given just
sweet.
free reign to be creative.
We did have, okay, God, if we could find this, I would just be over the moon. Our very last broadcast, we have had the same exact freaking sense of humor from day one, Tori. Our very last broadcast, we went around and made a segment where we were like going up to teachers like we were crying. We were like, "Oh my God, I can't, can you believe it? We're seniors. Like, this is our last day. Oh my God." And like the teacher would kind of like go along with it. They would cry. And then as soon as we left, it was kind of like film like The Office. When we'd leave, it was like on the, still on the teacher. And they're like, "Finally, get those kids out of this school. Like, are you kidding?"
Yep.
And then the last scene was us like running out. And we're like, and then we just started sobbing and like ran back into the school. Like that, we've had the exact same sense of humor. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. It just stays good, you know?
It's just like we were saying
Timeless.
2 episodes ago. What, like we were like, our peak humor is when just the two of us think something's funny and we are in our own universe laughing so hard and everybody else is like, "Girls, that's like nobody finds you funny. Like, just stop. It's not funny."
It makes
And
it
we
fun.
are, yeah. So, besties, you are in that bubble with us.
Yep.
If you think we are funny,
Our brain.
you get to be in that singular brain cell laughing while the rest of the world doesn't think we're funny.
The rest of the world judges us.
And you know what? Let them.
Let them, bitch.
Tori Lynn, would you care to play a game?
I would love to. All right, I can't wait to see what the game is.
Okay. The game is Aussie slang. I am going to say some Aussie slang, and you have to guess what it means.
Okay.
Okay. I want to hear your version, and then I'll give you the real version.
Okay.
Okay. The first one is whoop whoop.
Well, the first place my brain went to was whoopee, like in Sims. Does it have to do with human intimacy?
Tori? In Sims, it's called woohoo.
Oh, I thought it was whoopee.
Whoopee? Like Whoopi Goldberg?
I think people do call sex whoopee, though.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like, make him whoopee.
Yeah, and I hate it.
Oh my God.
No, I don't think it's actually that. Whoop whoop. I think it's it's a loud exclamation of warning. Yeah.
I'll use it in a sentence.
Okay.
In the middle of whoop whoop.
So maybe it is about sex.
No, sorry, that wasn't a great example.
No.
It's like middle of nowhere.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, whoop whoop is like
Fascinating.
Like in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Like I'm going to whoop whoop. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, babe.
Okay. Oh, well, this was one I actually just heard at brunch that made me laugh. It's something that we say in the States but has a different meaning here.
Okay.
And it's rubbers.
So here it would be condoms. Is it rain boots?
No,
Hmm.
it's erasers. And
Okay.
Kiara gave her friend some like little cute erasers.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Wait, these are rubbers?" Um,
Excuse me?
and they were for her friend's kids. And I was like, "Oh, rubbers must mean something different here." She's like, "Yeah, erasers, rubbers." And I was like, "Rubbers are condoms where we are from." So I'm really glad that
Yeah.
Kiara didn't just give condoms to your children.
Correct. Correct. And cute condoms at that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the next one, Arvo.
Arvo?
Mm-hmm.
Parvo?
Arvo.
Arvo. Um, Something's telling me it's like a geographical location, a landmark, a street. No. What is it?
I'll meet you for um tea this Arvo.
Afternoon?
Correct.
What?
I don't know what they're. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Shoot.
Okay, so the next one, servo.
Cervix. Just kidding. Um, Servo? Use it in a sentence.
Um. Well, I feel like if I use it in a sentence, it's gonna be really awful.
Um, is
You,
it like and a something that happens at like a restaurant? So
no,
okay. I
I'll
think
give
I'm
it to
literal with the serve.
It's the gas station. The servo.
What?
The gas servant.
Get it.
I know. I know.
Like a mythical language.
Okay, my new favorite thing, and I'm saying it all the time. Reckon.
Reckon. It's not like, do you reckon? Oh, it is that?
Yeah, it's literally instead
know?
of saying like it's like do you know or I think or oh I thought like I reckon do you reckon that this road goes this way? Like, oh I reckon that they'll be here for lunch. Like they say
A
reckon
lot.
all the time and I
I think I've
love it.
heard Kiara say it a couple of times, but it's not a frequent thing. That's funny.
Yeah. I'm saying it now. I'm claiming it.
Do you reckon? Do you,
Like, do you
reckon
reckon
they have any Golden Gays?
do you reckon that this candy's good?
Do you reckon they got any Maltesers?
Okay. The next one is taking the piss.
Is that like us assaulted seems aggressive, but like attacked about
No.
something verbally or physically? No.
It's like I'm taking the piss out of you. If you could see Tori's face, she's so concerned. She's like, I don't know what this means.
Yes. That's basically what I did to that man at the winery.
You took his.
Is it like all I'm picturing for some reason is like parents saying that to a kid, like shape up.
It means like pulling your leg. I'm just taking your piss. Or no,
Yanking your
Kiara,
chain.
no, yeah, but Kiara keeps saying I say it
so
wrong. I'm just taking the piss. And I accidentally keep saying I'm taking your piss, and she's like, "You don't say that. You don't say that you're taking somebody's piss." It's
like being sarcastic.
Yeah, or like, yeah, sarcastic, or like pulling your chain, or just joking, kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What does my shout mean? I don't think you'll get this one. This one's so random.
My shout?
Yeah. This is my shout.
These are my stomping grounds. Swear I can't.
No. Oh, I got an Aussie looking at me. I'm asking her what my shout means.
What does she think it means?
She said my stomping grounds. No, if you were at dinner and you're like, this is my shout. It's on me. My treat. My shout.
I
Yeah.
don't know that.
Oh, we got a creeper.
Guessing the Aussie phrases.
Did you get it right yet?
She just got reckon right.
You've got like
I've gotten one thing right.
he reckons.
Yeah.
I gotta come down under so I can
You got to get them. I told her I'm
learn
using reckon.
myself.
Yeah. It's gonna be a thing now.
I love it.
Reckon.
I
I've
reckon.
heard you say it a couple of times, Kiara, but it's not a regular thing that I hear.
Yeah, maybe it's slipped out here or there.
I'm gonna give you 3 more. Okay. Okay. The next one is Kazi. Gotta take my Kazi to the beach, to the pool.
A towel?
Gotta put my Kazi on.
Swimsuit.
Yes, because it's their swimming costume.
Costume. Yeah.
And my costume.
That's kind of cute, actually.
I know. Okay. Ute. And it's not like my cousin Vinny and the 2 Utes. No? No clue?
What even is that?
Truck. A Ute. Yeah. They have these weird trucks here that I don't even see classify them as trucks. They look, I think maybe we've had these, but they like didn't sell. Maybe we only had them for a little bit. But they're like, they look like almost like if a Prius had a bed. A truck bed. Do you know what I mean?
Not cute.
No, they're Utes. They're ugly Utes.
Mm.
Okay, the last one is Macca's.
A back talking child.
No, it's McDonald's. And they call it Macca's so much that like you can type that into Apple and it will take you to the nearest McDonald's.
Like MACA.
MACCAS. Macca's.
Added an A in front of the C in McDonald's and gave it a nickname.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
to the point when we talk about they're like Macca's.
Is the
I'm like-
McDonald's good there?
And also, I thought they were saying Mackers because the
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I was like Mackers, and they're like Macca's.
I'm gonna Mac you.
Sorry.
Sorry. Going to the Meccas.
Well, you officially failed that test, and that's okay.
Sorry.
Because I also have been failing it the entire time I've been here.
I'll study that before I marry an Australian.
Yeah, you'll be fine because one day you'll be an Aussie and you'll have little Aussie kids.
Oh my god, I can't wait. I'll have dual citizenship.
Oh. I can't wait. Her little cousin is coming over, and it's like a little adorable Australian accent. Oh my god.
Please take a video of that and send it to me.
Okay, of that child.
Of that. Take a picture of it. Kids with accents.
Well, but the
Yeah,
weird thing is everybody has an accent. That's the thing that I've been like people have been saying to me here, like there's been times when people are like, I don't understand your accent, or wow, that was really American, or your accent was so strong there. And I'm like, my accent was so strong? What does it mean that my accent us Americans were so self-centered and we think that the world revolves around us. So I'm like, I don't have an accent.
I mean, really, what I think is just that everyone else is cooler than us, is really what I mean.
100%. Well, it was funny because I did like a Valley Girl for Kiara's mom, and she was cracking up. She's like, that's so spot on. I was like, oh my God. So like we're going to go to West Hollywood? And she was like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Do they have a version of that in the Gold Coast there, since that's like their LA?
Yeah, there's definitely different like
Local fries.
dialects.
Yeah.
And like accents. It's been there's somewhere it's like really, really strong.
Mhm.
Or like just the most relaxed mouth that like I can't understand.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thanks for playing the Aussie slang game.
Wow. I think I really learned something, so thank you for that.
Yeah, we're getting cultured.
Love to learn, and I hope the listeners learned as well.
Yeah.
Get a name for the listeners, so if you have any
Yeah.
ideas.
I have an idea because like we'll call you besties, but you deserve something a little
Uniquer.
uniquer.
A word?
Unique New York. I don't know. Wow, Tori, I miss you so much. I'm so glad for modern technology.
Amen. Imagine being someone in their 90s and how much technology. I think about that now because I remember my Nana before she passed, she always would be fascinated by like FaceTime. She'd be like, I don't, or like Zoom or Skype or whatever. She'd be like, I don't understand. They're in the screen. How can I talk to them? Is this a
You know
video?
who doesn't? You know who doesn't like appreciate modern technology?
No,
The dogs.
no, they don't care.
FaceTime them, they didn't even acknowledge my existence. But yeah, that is crazy to think. Like being born before the internet to like
Yeah,
advance all the way to seeing your like loved one live.
mind blown. We have a little bit
Advancing
of that.
all the way from the radio going to
Yep. No color television.
podcasts.
Yeah, that's honestly, that thing. That's
Hey,
like, say something that would make a Victorian child go into a coma. Podcasts.
hey, want to listen to my subscribe to my podcast?
Now, like and subscribe. Just that phrase would put him in a coma.
Like, sorry?
Ah.
Ah. Oh my God. Well, next time we record, I will be back by your side.
Can't wait to have you in my arms.
Oh my goodness. Well, we
You.
love you all. We hope that you enjoyed learning some of these Australian nuggets of information.
We feel
And
cool.
hopefully this gave you a little bit of emotional support for your week ahead.
Right.
Love y'all. Make
Like
sure
and
to like, subscribe, and share.
Leave a review.
What? I don't know, man.